Hello, my loves. Welcome to Viva Vibrant. My name is Kellyanne. I am a compassion creatrix, meaning that I create anything that helps other people feel compassion for themselves, for others, connected with the world through witnessing suffering and feeling that benevolent desire to alleviate that suffering, to do something about it. So y'all are probably the people who really resonated with the be the change quote, be the change you want to see in the world. Hello, hello, my people. I have a message for you. And it's that if you are in the midst of uncertainty right now, whether that's a path moving forward, whether that's the next right thing, whatever right thing means, whether that's being in the midst of conflict and not knowing which approach to take or how to move to the next thing. Uncertainty plays a really big role in our lives. Uncertainty about the future of whatever country you're living in, whatever government system you're living in, and future about the safety and longevity of humankind, the world. Whatever uncertainty you're feeling, there has been a response that is very white settler colonialist, which is to treat uncertainty with urgency, to treat something that is unknown as a reason to move and push as hard as you can until it is known or until you feel some level of completion or resolution with whatever it is that's making you feel uncertain, which is manipulation. We'll just call it what it is. We'll just come straight out and say it. It's control. Because other things making you uncertain, situations outside of yourself making you feel uncertain, you're not always in control. And this is the point. The point is to remember that control doesn't always need to be in your hands for the right outcome to occur. Kind of really want to be the one to say, aha, I made that happen, or aha, I knew it all along, or aha, I figured it out. That's not always the route that is going to produce the outcome that you desire. Sometimes in pushing and in treating something as triage, you are, stuffing the organs back in and stitching up the wound as quickly as you can so that, the soldier can get back on the battlefield. Triage is really fucking fucked up. It's really fucking fucked up and messy. And not like the good kind of messy, where it's an exploratory, curious, taking risks, making mistakes, Miss Frizzle kind of messy. It's like a messy, long-term, healing forever, maybe never gets better kind of messy. I'm wheezing. I'm wheezing because I just exercised a whole lot this morning. It's a messy that might never be recovered from. So when you're feeling uncertain, and if you're feeling uncertain now, the answer is not urgency. The answer is not triage. I'm telling you right now. If you want to understand how to be the change that you want to see in the world, you have to stop trying to control and stop actively harming those that in the space that you give something would be able to step forward into the ring. You know, if you're always seeing something go wrong, and if whenever you see something going wrong, you're always the one to step into the arena and pull up your sword and shield and go, I got this. Who else could step into the arena? You just took up that space. You just went and took away somebody else's courage, somebody else's bravery. You took away another opportunity for resolution by way of the collectivism that we are trying to be in the world. That's the change that we want to see in the world, right? Is collectivism, socialism. All of us working together to collaborate on our best possible, our highest possible good that we can all achieve better, easier when we work together without the desire for like power structures to change or for, you know, certain hierarchies to make some of us better than others. What we want to see, the change that we want to see in the world, as I wheeze, is being able to step in and step out enough that other people can show me what you got, show us what they're capable of. And in doing so, show themselves what they're capable of. Because I'm sure that if I say to you right now, think of somebody who's so insecure and has such low self-esteem that they don't know what they're capable of, but you see it, you see their potential, and they're that one friend or that one family member that you're like, ooh, I wish I could just wring their neck and suffocate the insecurity out of them so that they know that when they choose to step into the arena and they choose to show up, they fucking got this. I know they do. I know that you can think of somebody who's like that. And if you keep being the person who says, give me that, I got it, and you're the one who goes and steps in, how are they ever going to? How are they ever going to show up? How are they ever going to know what they're capable of? I'll share a personal side to this. I have 2 relationship conflicts right now that I'm in the midst of. And I want very much, because I'm not saying stay out of the arena and sit on your hands and do nothing because I'm trying to bully you or I'm trying to cut you down. I'm speaking from my own experience, and I'm acknowledging that that is something that I am doing in this moment in time, which is not withholding my own agency for change, but not treating this uncertainty of like how to fix things as the call to urgency within me to try and figure it out. These relationship conflicts are not problems. They are in and of themselves opportunities for us to step into the arena. And if I keep stepping in and I keep always being the one who's like, I'm not going to back down. I love you. I care about you. I am going to come in sword and shield up. I am going to come in always at the ready because I care so much about you that I am always going to fight for our relationship. Then when are they ever going to, when you have problems in a relationship, it's not that person who's the problem and it's not you who's the problem. The problem is a third thing. The problem is that beast, monster that they release into the arena, okay? So in the arena is the problem. And one gladiator got to go in and try and fight it. Now, sometimes there's an agreement that both of y'all are prepared to go in and fight it. But if you're always the one and they don't show up and you slay the monster every time, you always are the one to try to fix the problem in your relationships, and you're always the monster slayer, and blood on your hands and on your face, the monster's slayed, the problem is dead, and you've taken full responsibility for it, and they step out and go, yay, we did it. Now the arena's clear. Now you and I can have a relationship again. When did they learn to take any of their own responsibility for what happened and for how they feel and for the beliefs that they had that got them to where that little thing became a big problem, or all of those little things amounted to a big problem that maybe you didn't even know about? Again, I'm speaking about my own personal shit. It might look and feel different for you. Conflict in relationships. If you're in conflict in a relationship right now, just raise your hand in the comments and just say, I'm out here in the midst of relationship conflict and it feels bad and I want it to be done. I miss my person. I miss my people. It's okay to miss your people. You can't always be the one to be the monster slayer, though. Sometimes you gotta let the monster just sit in the arena and allow the other person to figure out what kinds of weapons they want to bring to come out and to slay. Slay, girl. Sometimes you gotta let the other person build up courage. Because sometimes they have everything they need. They just need courage, and they need to see your absence as a sign that this is their moment. Sometimes they have the tools and they have the courage, but they don't have the protection. They don't feel safe enough. They need to armor up. And smelting and welting that armor, getting in there and blacksmithing, it takes time and it takes fire and it takes intensity. And that person who's on the other line, that uncertainty that you feel about what's going on and where they are and why they haven't shown up to come slay this problem with you. It might just be that they are smithing their own fucking armor or their own sword, and they need time to develop the resources that they need to feel safe enough to enter the arena. So your uncertainty about where they are should not be an urgent call to, hey, where are you? Or which part of the process are you in? Or what do you need from me? They don't need shit from you. They're good. Do you believe in your people? Okay, yes. Let them find their own power then. Let them source from their own corners of the world and corners of life. Let them source their power. They got it. They fucking got it. And if they needed you, they would tell you. If they wanted you in the arena with them, they would tell you. Because I promise you, there's a maturity aspect to this too. There's like a maturity and an emotional regulation and a conflict directness that is a part of this too, where it might not just be that they feel unsafe to enter the arena. It might just be that they that the emotions that arise when they even think about being in the arena are so unpleasant for them, are so offensive to them, like they want nothing to do with it, that they will tell you when it's your turn to initiate so that they don't have to be the one. And in doing so, they've shown you that you are then safe to be that second person in the arena. Because I guarantee you, if you've been the person who's been stepping in, your emotional maturity might be a little greater, but it also might just be that your emotional maturity is that of like a 4-year-old who just wants to like kiss the boo-boo and keep playing. Sometimes urgent responsiveness to conflict is not just being like direct in conflict and being okay with feeling regulated when you enter into conflict. Sometimes it's an indication that your emotional maturity level is still that of a small child. And there's a beauty to that. There's a beauty to just feeling like this doesn't need to be this way. You don't need to hurt this much. All of your suffering, here's where the compassion comes in. All of your suffering that I'm witnessing you go through, it's kind of unnecessary. Because like, I'm ready to tell you that's not what happened. I'm ready to tell you that that's not the way that I meant it. I'm ready to tell you that all of the hurt and the maybe even like the way that you hurt me and your brutal treatment of me is water under the bridge. I'm ready for you to hear that. I'm ready for this to be over because I just want you in my life again. And while the inner child is like, I just miss my friend, the adult in the room, the parent, needs to hold that child's hand and say, that's a person who, while you miss them, they kept hurting you over and over and over again without saying sorry enough times to like balance the scales, to like really show that they're ready to be accountable. And the little child goes, what does accountable mean? And the parent goes, yep, that's why I'm in charge. And that's why we don't rush in and try to triage, try to put a Band-Aid and kiss on the boo-boo. Because accountability in relationships is a fantastically necessary part of relationship management, in the sense that relationships are a third thing. There's you, there's me, and there's the thing that we've built together. And either it is strong because you've taken accountability and I've taken accountability, and that is like, it creates like a bone density that, allows us to stand and feel like, whenever something slips, whenever we slip and fall and break a bone, it's like, okay, we know how to heal this. If there is not that bone density, if there is not that accountability to strengthen and to reinforce the sort of density of the foundations for that third thing, for that relationship that is between the you and the me, that creates the we. If the we is weak, then when a bone breaks or when a disc slips, there's not that initial, we know how to fix this. There is there's the panic. We hit the panic button. Ooh. And the panic button is a combination of uncertainty and sometimes urgency. I'm here to tell you, urgency is not the solution to the uncertainty that you're feeling right now. It's just not. And as I talk about relationships, this can go for anything or anyone. Like uncertainty with how to bring more money into, like, money and you have a relationship. Money is the you, me is the me. And money and you have a we. And how is that foundation? Is the bone density nice and strong, reinforced? Yay, nay? If it's a romantic, like the idea of romance, the idea of a romantic relationship and you, how is that relationship? The idea of like the perfect career, the perfect purpose and passion-driven showing up to work that you get to do, and you, what does the relationship look like? It doesn't just go for like specific people. When I talk about relationships, I'm talking about your relationship with anything, ideas as well, because those are nouns. And we can have relationships with these concepts. We can have relationships with our actual bank account, and we can have a relationship with the idea of money. We can have a relationship with our actual physical job that we drive to every day and we clock into every day. And we can also have a relationship to work. Okay? So where is your uncertainty right now? Where is your uncertainty living in your body? Where is it living in your energy field? Like if you were to touch uncertainty and go, that's the thing that I feel kind of the most panicked about. Where is it? And then can you unflip the panic switch? Because the panic switch is an urgency response to uncertainty. Unflip it. There are so many somatic practices that we can do, that we can practice to help us get through. One of my favorite is these butterfly taps. There are so many somatic practices. I suggest that you look up the Hack Your Nervous System deck. I don't have it in front of me right now, or else I would pull it out and I would pull a card for us. But there are so many practices which help you unflip the panic switch and bring you back into authenticity. Because I think that's the opposite of uncertainty is authenticity. The city in which you live, where you feel sure that you don't have to know everything and you don't have to be the first responder in order for things to work out. That city is authenticity. Ha 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 ha. As I start single padding. Go and look up your somatic practices. Find where your panic switch has been flipped. And unflip it. Assure yourself. Assure your spirit. Assure your gut. Assure your heart. Assure your wiry mind that whatever it is that you don't know how to address, it doesn't need you to address it right now, or tomorrow, or the next day. In fact, save it for after January. Save it for February 1st. Like, let winter be winter. Let the winter season, if you are in the, northern hemisphere, let the winter season be a calling toward letting things freeze over and not necessarily needing to rush in with the heat that comes with the energy of urgency. Don't go trying to melt other people's igloos, Don't go trying to essentially a flamethrower whatever mixed feelings you have about your work, about your love life, about whatever it is that you're feeling uncertain about. It's okay to let it go for now. And in that spaciousness that comes with letting things go, you don't need to fill it with anything other than trust and faith that something else is moving beneath the surface. Something else is still alive beneath that frozen over lake and moving and living underneath the surface. And that you don't need a breakthrough. You don't need to have a breakthrough. For so many of us, uncertainty calls us toward the desire for a breakthrough. I had a breakthrough and now I figured it out. I figured out how to fix it. Blah. Stop. Fucking stop it. Shit. Fuck. Stop. No breakthroughs. It's not the season for that. It's not the time. That's not the appropriate measure. Please stop. Okay, I love you so much. You're deserving of all the love you desire. And if you would like any resources, I've created a bunch. They're in the caption below. If you would like a card reading with me, so that maybe some of the uncertainty that you're feeling can get a little confirmation, so you can settle into that lacking urgency, settle into that unurgent response. And you have maybe some obstacles to not showing up that you would like to address so that you don't go and step into the arena before it's your time. I would love to address that with you. I would love to help clarify that for you. But I also say that clarity's purpose is not to get you to run in and save everybody. Clarity's purpose is to give you the confidence that you need to trust and have faith in whatever is moving beyond your sight, out of your control. So if you would like a reading with me, the link for that is below as well. I love you so much. Mwah.